that time of year when...
Is it really?
Yes, when elections are, everybody's thinking about elections and stuff. And we have Mike Moore here who's running for Boone County Sheriff. How's all that going?
It's going great.
Okay, bye. See ya.
Yeah. Of course, we would be remiss to ask, what was the light bulb moment when you say, I'm going to run for sheriff?
Do that.
Yeah. Well, I think it kind of goes back a couple of years ago. People started asking me if I would consider running for sheriff. And, of course, I was as judge at the time. But just over a period of time, so many people kept asking me, a lot of them in law enforcement in the community. And I just felt like it was a good time to run. I felt like I can make some good changes there. That would benefit the whole county and benefit the employees at the sheriff's office. So I'm excited about some changes that could happen.
Well, you talk about changes. What are some of the needs that you see?
Yeah. Well, I think one of the main things is the turnover. We have a pretty high turnover rate. Around 100 people have come and gone since 2005 at our sheriff's office and jail.
You say 100?
100, yeah. And if you just figure a conservative figure about $5,000 per person for training and processing, and that's a $500,000.
Now, do you know the reason for the turnover? Is it wages or is it
I
internal?
don't
know.
I couldn't tell you for sure. I've heard
You've
different
heard
testimonies, but I really don't want to.
Yeah.
You just know there's a need.
There's a need to stop the turnover. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
And you have a plan to stop the turnover.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think when you work hard to treat your employees with respect and you make sure that they feel like they're part of a team, part of a family, that's going to go a long way. Also, I'm going to take them through a leadership program that I went through that is just fantastic, and it won't just make them a better employee, but it'll make them better husbands, better wives, better fathers, and after the whole staff goes through that leadership program, I think it'll be a different place to work, and I think we're going to see the turnover change dramatically.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea. I mean, all that affects your work, your home life, everything.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, statistically and on a national scale, probably a worldwide scale, that law enforcement is one of the higher stress jobs.
I think so. I think it's the most precious asset that our sheriff has to manage is the people. And it's not the jail, it's not the equipment, it's the people. And so if we make them feel that way and we hold them to a standard, here's our strategy, here's our standard, and you hold them accountable, you don't have to yell at people. You tell them what you want, they want to do a good job. So it's a leadership issue, and I'm excited about making some changes that will make that better for everybody.
Did you see that same thing when you became Boone County
Judge?
When I was judge?
I forgot the word. Yeah.
Not really the same. I think there were some issues there with the quorum court that needed some leadership changes, and God bless Miss Laverne, who's just recently passed. And I hated to see that. That was very sad, and I have a lot of respect for Miss Laverne, and I think it's a whole different situation, but still it's a leadership issue. And like I say, I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be.
So
good.
you're out shaking hands, meeting a lot of new people. How's that process? That seemed like that would be at the end of the day you just wore out.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it is, but I like campaigning, but I think it's the reason that you're campaigning that decides whether you like it or not. If you're just trying to get a job, or if you're just trying to keep a job, it's like interviewing for 9 months.
Yeah.
And so that would not be any fun.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's not why I run for office. I run because I have a passion to see something be changed that will benefit our county. And so if you have that in mind, when we go door to door and handing out flyers and at the fair and at my campaign office down on the square, it's like I'm on a mission to get this changed. And so when you look at it that way, it's exciting. And I have a lot of people wanting to volunteer, and people giving funds to try to help pay for stuff. So it's a lot of fun. I love campaigning.
Now, you mentioned your office on the square. Why don't you throw out where that is?
Well, it's at 108 North Willow. It's right next door to Harness Boots and Shoes in downtown beautiful Harrison. And
as he would say.
As James R. would say. But it's right next door to Harness Boots. And in fact, Wimps Rent to Own is going to be moving in there as soon as
Oh,
I
really?
vacate that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll give a
I did
little
not
plug
know.
for Wimp there.
All right.
but
Maybe you could put some appliances in there and sell them before you get
That's
there.
a good idea. Yeah, we could use some.
Pre-sale.
Always use extra money on the campaign, sure.
Now, James doesn't come in there and hound you with anything, does he?
He comes in and steals our Tootsie Rolls. Yeah,
Oh,
sure
does
does. Yeah, but that's okay.
Be
Busted.
warned, James. We've got you red-headed. You probably need to get some video footage of that so we can.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good idea.
Catch him red-handed.
Surveillance
Get you
camera.
red-handed.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So when someone comes up and says, "Why should I vote for you?" You would tell them what?
I would say it's about character, leadership, training, and duty. Character is who you are in the dark. Character is how you treat people who can't do anything for you. Leadership, I've already talked about that a little bit. We're going to do some different leadership styles. Training, I think that training is the lifeblood of any business, of course, and you guys know that with your business here, but it maybe especially for law enforcement personnel. But I also believe that it's important for the sheriff himself to be trained. I won't sit behind a desk for 14 years and not take law enforcement classes. I've had some law enforcement training in college, worked a little bit with a reserve unit in Hollister when I was a senior in college, even worked a little bit with the 14th Judicial Drug Task Force 20-some years ago, doing some undercover work for them. But training is so important, and I plan on taking all the training feasibly possible so I can be a very effective and very efficient sheriff, and I can train with my folks. And I think they'll have a better respect if you're out there training with them. I'd hate to go to battle and find out that my commanding officer never went to boot camp. So training is important. And I also want to implement training with the other municipalities in our county, with Harrison, with the state police, with the Alpena Police Department, Lead Hill, Diamond City. We need to be training together, working together. So if we have a countywide incident, or just an incident that involves both entities, if we've trained together, we can work together and try to solve a crisis together, I think, more efficiently.
Yeah.
And then last, duty. I think that the three main jobs that a sheriff has, he's an officer over the courts, he's a peace officer of the county, and he has custody of the county jail. But the first duty is when he raises his hand and he gets sworn in to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the state of Arkansas. That's not just a political ritual that we go through. There's a reason we do that. There's a reason our founding fathers said elected officials need to swear they'll uphold this Constitution. And I believe it's a part of the checks and balances. So when federal government starts to overstep their bounds, or state government starts to overstep their bounds, you as an elected official have sworn that you'll uphold that Constitution. I just left a conference, the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association. I'm telling you, it's scary what's going on in parts of our country. They have removed the office of sheriff in one state. They have removed the arrest powers of the office of sheriff in another state. The sheriff can be a key player in protecting our rights as citizens. And just to make sure everybody's clear, our Constitution does not give us those rights. Those are God-given rights. Our Constitution just declares that those are God-given rights. So if they even do away with our Constitution at some point, it doesn't matter. These are God-given rights, and as your sheriff, I'd stand up to any entity that would try to remove those rights from us.
Are there places that want to eliminate sheriffs altogether?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And put the power in the hands of what, local police and...
Right, and the state police.
And state police.
Right. And those are all good agencies, but there's a reason we have a sheriff office, and it's to protect the folks of the county, to serve and protect the people, and to defend and uphold our Constitution.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Now you're having a debate, I think. If people want to come out and watch, when's that going to be?
It's actually a forum. It's not really a debate, which is a little bit different.
Okay.
It is October 18th, I believe, at the Duran Center, and I think
is that a Wednesday? Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah, it is.
13th.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, Wednesday.
It's one of
I know
those days of the
13th
week.
is a Saturday.
I think it's a Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm not. Just check your calendars. October 18th.
Okay, 13th.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it should be a lot of fun and very informative, and I'm looking forward to it.
Where's it going to be? At the Duran Center?
Duran
At the Duran Center.
Okay.
You bet.
All right. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad you're out there doing what we are, as Americans, are supposed to do.
Absolutely. We need to
In
give
the
people
freedom of-
choices.
yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being here. Good luck to you.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be talking with the new department manager of ER Express. We'll be talking with Aaron Berry in just a few minutes. Stay with us.
Well, let's start clapping before we did.